very difficult thing to put a figure on because Brendan Smith was extremely active. It may have been 100 or more than 100 children. The figures we do know are the figures of the children in the United States, for example, where he continued on his pastoral duties there in a church in North Dakota. There were 7 children he abused there. There were children abused in Belfast who were at the time in 1975, they were born only 3 years earlier. After 1975 they were abused. So there's a long legacy of abuse. He continued here confessions in 1991 in America. He went back, more abuse there, and there was abuse in Rhode Island in America. All of this happened in the time frame of the period when they said that he'd been dealt with in 1975.
Getting back to who was then Father Brady in the mid-1970s, would it not have occurred to a priest, hearing the stories from the children, to go to the Gardaí?
You and I would like to think so. I would certainly have felt that way. But I have to say, here's the mindset difficulty that we all have to get our heads around, and it's becoming clearer by the day. The church, the priests, the bishops and the archbishops, they're in some kind of a bubble. They believe that canon law is above our law, state law, and therefore they felt within their rights to use canon law, to put a lid on this, to keep it secret. They swore that priests who were
to hide behind it.
To hide behind it, of course, and to keep away any public scrutiny of the affairs of the church, because they were concerned about the bad publicity that would arise from having these paedophile priests. But they put the priests under secrecy. Anybody who heard evidence at any of these tribunals, they were put under secrecy, and the people who were making the complaints, in this case with Cardinal Brady, these were 2 people who were also sworn to secrecy. They wouldn't speak outside, so that's not accountability in anyone's book.
And obviously swore to secrecy in order to protect the church.
And to protect the church, and the threat, if you didn't abide by the secret oath that you took, then you'd be excommunicated. Not applied to everyone who was at those tribunals.
Even to Father Brady himself?
To Father Brady himself, yes.
Cardinal Brady, as he is now, says that he will resign if the Pope asks him to go.
That's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. The Pope, the present Pope Benedict, he's got a major role to play in all of this, because he himself has been involved in sending out the letters to all the churches throughout the world, telling them how best to deal when complaints are made of a sexual nature against a priest. And what we've seen in that tribunal in 1975 is the kind of activity that he has been telling the church to use. Keep a lid on it, swear everyone to secrecy, don't let it get into the public domain, and who cares about the children?